Have you ever shot out of bed in the middle of the night, clutching your leg in pain, wondering what on earth just happened? That sudden, stabbing cramp that won't quit? You're not alone. And the surprising truth is, it may all come down to just a few missing nutrients in your daily routine. Muscle cramps. They're uncomfortable, unpredictable, and for many people over 60, they're far too common. One minute you're resting peacefully, and the next a cramp seizes your calf, foot, or thigh like a vice grip. It's not just a nuisance, it's a warning sign. Your body is trying to tell you something, and it often comes down to what you're feeding it or not feeding it. As we age, our bodies start to process nutrients differently. We may not absorb them as efficiently, or dietary habits change. Maybe we're eating less, skipping meals, or avoiding certain foods because of medications or digestion. But here's the important part. When your body doesn't get what it needs, especially key minerals and vitamins, the nerves and muscles can start to misfire. And one of the first signs? Muscle cramps. This video is for you if you've been dealing with leg cramps at night, muscle twitches during the day, or just a general feeling of tightness or fatigue in your body. We're going to walk through 7 essential nutrients every senior needs to help prevent painful muscle cramps, plus 3 bonus lifestyle tips that can make a real difference. These are practical, science-backed suggestions you can start using right away. We'll also include real-life examples, easy food choices, and clear steps so you don't feel overwhelmed. Just a quick note before we get started. This video is not medical advice. Always talk to your healthcare provider before making changes to your supplement routine, or if you suspect a serious deficiency. But if you're ready to feel stronger, sleep better, and reduce those unexpected cramps, you're in the right place. Let us know in the comments if you've ever struggled with muscle cramps, and especially if you found anything that helped. Your story might help someone else who's watching. Now, let's dive into the first key nutrient that could make all the difference. 1. Magnesium, the muscle relaxer. Imagine your muscles like a tightly tuned violin string. Too tight and it snaps. Too loose and it just hums without purpose. Magnesium is the mineral that helps strike the perfect balance. A quiet backstage worker that keeps your muscles contracting and relaxing in rhythm, without drama. Yet for many older adults, magnesium is missing in action. And when it is, your body lets you know, often in the form of sudden, painful leg cramps in the middle of the night or twitching muscles that won't settle down. This matters because magnesium doesn't just help prevent cramps. It supports over 300 functions in the human body, including regulating nerve signals, blood pressure, and even sleep cycles. When your magnesium levels are low, the nerves can become overexcited and the muscles respond with spasms, a common scenario for people over 60. Why do so many seniors lack magnesium? The answer lies in aging itself. As we grow older, our ability to absorb magnesium from food declines. Our kidneys also become less efficient at holding on to magnesium, meaning we lose more of it in urine. On top of that, many common medications prescribed to older adults, like diuretics for high blood pressure or proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, can further deplete magnesium levels. The result is that even people who eat a reasonably balanced diet may still be running low. In fact, research from the National Institutes of Health shows that nearly half of Americans, especially older ones, don't meet the daily recommended intake for magnesium. The symptoms can start subtly: restlessness at night, muscle tightness, fatigue. But when those cramps hit at 2 a.m. and jolt you out of bed, that's your body's red flag waving loudly. The good news is that correcting a magnesium deficiency is not only doable, it's delicious. Magnesium-rich foods can be worked into nearly every meal with a little planning. Leafy greens like spinach, Swiss chard, kale, and even beet greens are among the best sources, and they can be added to soups, scrambled eggs, smoothies, or sautéed with garlic and olive oil. Almonds, cashews, and pumpkin seeds make great snacks or salad toppers. Avocados, a true superfood, are packed with magnesium and healthy fats. Smash them on toast, blend them into a smoothie, or slice them over salad. Legumes like black beans, chickpeas, and lentils, along with whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, and oats, also bring magnesium to the table. Even dark chocolate contains magnesium, which might make your evening snack a little more satisfying and a little more purposeful. But food isn't always enough. Seniors who have smaller appetites, limited diets, or absorption issues might need extra support in the form of supplements. One common and effective option is magnesium citrate, a form that's gentle on the stomach and more easily absorbed than some others like magnesium oxide. A good starting dose for many older adults is around 200 to 250 milligrams per day, taken in the evening with dinner or an hour before bed. This timing helps not only with absorption, but also with relaxation. Many people find it improves both their sleep and their cramp frequency. Of course, it's important to talk with your doctor before starting any new supplement, especially if you have kidney issues or are taking medications that might interact. It's also worth remembering that magnesium doesn't work in isolation. Like a good team player, it relies on others to do its job well. Vitamin D, for instance, helps the body absorb magnesium more efficiently. So if you're low in vitamin D, something common among seniors, especially during winter, your magnesium intake might not be reaching its full potential. Hydration plays a role too. Without enough water, your muscles don't contract smoothly, and even the right amount of magnesium may fall short. That's why staying well hydrated and maintaining a balanced intake of other nutrients is essential for magnesium to do its muscle-relaxing magic. For a simple routine, try making your dinner magnesium-focused. Build your plate with half a cup of cooked greens, a scoop of brown rice or quinoa, and a serving of beans or lentils. Add a sprinkle of chopped nuts or seeds for crunch and a drizzle of olive oil for flavor. Finish with a small square of dark chocolate if you like. Yes, it counts. If you decided to try a magnesium supplement, take it at this time or just before bedtime. Over time, you might notice a difference in how your body feels. Less stiffness, better sleep, and fewer jolts out of bed from those frustrating cramps. One final tip that many people overlook: keep a cramp journal. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a small notebook or note app on your phone. Jot down when cramps happen, what you ate that day, whether you took a supplement, and how much water you drank. Over a week or two, patterns may start to appear. You might notice that cramps strike more often on days you skip your greens or forget your supplement. These personal clues are gold. They help you fine-tune your habits and take ownership of your health in a way that truly pays off. Magnesium may not be the flashiest nutrient in the spotlight, but it's one of the hardest working. For seniors looking to stay mobile, sleep better, and avoid those painful nighttime surprises, magnesium is a quiet hero that deserves a place on your plate, and maybe your nightstand. Just a few small changes, taken consistently, can bring big relief and help you reclaim peaceful nights and active days. 2. Potassium, the muscle balancer. If you've ever felt your legs stiffen after a short walk or found your calves locking up after standing in the kitchen too long, potassium might be the missing piece of the puzzle. This mineral plays a quiet but critical role in muscle function, especially when it comes to balancing fluids and supporting smooth, coordinated movement. Potassium helps carry the electrical signals that direct muscles to contract and relax, which means even small imbalances can throw things off kilter, leading to cramps, spasms, or unexplained fatigue. For seniors, this becomes more than just a nuisance. Low potassium, known medically as hypokalemia, can lead to serious muscle weakness, irregular heart rhythms, and a greater risk of falls. What makes it even trickier is that potassium levels can drop without warning, especially during warm weather or after just a little physical exertion like gardening or walking the dog. One of the reasons potassium deficiency is so common in older adults is that it's heavily influenced by fluid balance. As we age, we tend to lose more fluids, and with every drop of sweat, potassium is carried out with it. Certain medications, particularly diuretics, often prescribed for high blood pressure or heart conditions, are another culprit. These water pills flush excess fluid from the body, but also sweep out essential minerals like potassium along the way. And unlike sodium, which is often too high in a modern American diet, potassium is usually too low. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, fewer than 2% of Americans meet the daily recommended intake of potassium, which is about 2,600 to 3,400 milligrams, depending on age and gender. For older adults, That gap can translate to nightly cramps, daytime sluggishness, and muscles that just won't cooperate the way they used to. The good news is you can replenish potassium naturally and deliciously through foods, and unlike supplements, which can sometimes irritate the stomach or interact with medications, food sources are generally safe and effective. One of the most well-known sources is the humble banana, which contains about 400 milligrams of potassium per fruit. But doesn't stop there. Sweet potatoes are potassium powerhouses, offering over 500 milligrams per serving, and are perfect baked, mashed, or cubed into soups and stews. Oranges and orange juice provide not just potassium, but also vitamin C, another important nutrient for aging bodies. Beans, such as white beans, kidney beans, and lentils, are excellent choices, packing in over 600 milligrams per half cup, plus fiber and protein for heart and digestive health. Even dairy has a role. Low-fat milk and yogurt contribute a good dose of potassium alongside calcium and protein. To start incorporating more potassium into your routine, try this simple approach. Build your plate around one potassium-rich item at each meal. For breakfast, it could be a banana in your oatmeal or a glass of orange juice. Lunch might include a hearty bean soup or a spinach salad with avocado slices, another fantastic potassium source. Dinner could feature roasted sweet potatoes, grilled salmon, which also brings magnesium and healthy fats, and a side of sautéed greens like Swiss chard. Snacking on dried apricots, cantaloupe, or even a small baked potato with the skin can also help you reach your daily target. The key is consistency. Your body doesn't store potassium the way it stores fat or some vitamins. So, a steady intake each day is essential for maintaining balance. Now, if you're someone who's taking medications, especially diuretics, it's crucial to speak with your doctor before drastically increasing your potassium intake. Some medications, like ACE inhibitors or potassium-sparing diuretics, can actually lead to potassium buildup, which can be just as dangerous as a deficiency. That's why a personalized approach matters. Ask your healthcare provider about checking your potassium levels with a simple blood test and discuss whether dietary changes or monitoring is needed. It's also helpful to keep track of any new symptoms like unusual muscle weakness, irregular heartbeat, or tingling sensations, which could be related to either low or high potassium. Another practical step? Try a hydration tracker, especially during warmer months or after any physical activity. Sweating even lightly while walking outside or cleaning the house can lead to fluid and potassium loss without you realizing it. Rehydrating with water is vital, but sometimes adding a pinch of sea salt and a splash of citrus juice to your water can help restore electrolytes, including potassium. There are also low-sugar electrolyte powders available that contain balanced amounts of potassium, magnesium, and sodium. Just be sure to choose those without unnecessary additives, and always check with your doctor. For those looking to go a step further, consider starting a simple potassium log for a week. Write down what you eat, focusing on your potassium-rich foods, and note any days you feel particularly energetic or notice fewer cramps. Patterns may emerge that show you what's working best for your body. You might find, for instance, that having a potassium-rich dinner, like lentil soup with sweet potato and greens, helps you sleep better and wake up without that familiar cramp in your calf. These small adjustments can empower you to take control of your muscle health, not just react to the pain when it strikes. What's most important to remember is this: your muscles don't just need movement, they need minerals. Potassium is one of the most overlooked but essential nutrients in that equation. It works quietly behind the scenes to keep your muscles, nerves, and heart functioning smoothly. By paying a little extra attention to what's on your plate and staying mindful of your hydration and medications, you can create a strong defense against muscle cramps and fatigue. You don't need to overhaul your diet overnight. Just start small, one banana, one sweet potato, one bowl of beans at a time. With each step, you'll feel a bit more energized, a bit more in control, and a whole lot more comfortable in your own body. 3. Calcium, not just for bones. When most people hear calcium, they immediately think of bone health. And rightfully so. Calcium has long been championed as the mineral that builds and maintains strong bones, particularly as we age and bone density naturally begins to decline. But what often gets overlooked is calcium's critical role in muscle function, especially when it comes to preventing cramps. Calcium is needed for every single muscle contraction in your body. Without enough calcium, your muscles can't contract and relax properly, which can lead to stiffness, twitching, and those sharp, involuntary cramps that seem to strike out of nowhere, often at the worst times. This matters even more for older adults, because as we age, the body becomes less efficient at absorbing calcium from the foods we eat. Combine that with lower vitamin D levels and changes in kidney function, and you've got a perfect storm for calcium-related muscle troubles. And it's not just the legs or calves that cramp. Low calcium levels can trigger tingling or numbness in the fingers, around the mouth, or cause that telltale ache in the thighs or arms after even mild activity. This is especially true for women over 60, many of whom have gone through menopause and are at higher risk for both bone loss and calcium deficiency. But it's not just about getting enough calcium, it's about getting it in the right way. The National Institutes of Health recommends that adults over 50 aim for 1,200 milligrams of calcium per day, yet many older Americans fall far short of this. Part of the problem is that we often cut back on dairy products as we get older, either due to lactose intolerance or outdated fears about fat and cholesterol. But there are plenty of ways to get calcium beyond a glass of milk, and they don't require major dietary changes. Low-fat or lactose-free dairy options like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or hard cheeses such as Parmesan are excellent sources. Leafy green vegetables, especially collard greens, turnip greens, and bok choy, are rich in bioavailable calcium. Canned sardines or salmon with the bone still in are powerhouses of calcium, too, and they also provide a solid dose of heart-healthy omega-3s. Fortified foods like plant-based milks, orange juice, and even some breakfast cereals can help fill in the gaps, especially for those who avoid animal products. To make calcium work effectively in the body, it needs a few helpers, and one of the most important is vitamin D. Without vitamin D, calcium can't be absorbed efficiently, which means even if you're eating the right foods, your body may not be reaping the benefits. That's why it's crucial to pair calcium-rich meals with sources of vitamin D, whether that's from supplement, safe sun exposure, or fortified foods. A good example of this would be enjoying a bowl of fortified cereal with almond milk at breakfast, then getting 10 to 15 minutes of morning sunlight on your arms and face. It's a simple, effective way to get both nutrients working together. Another helpful trick? Spread your calcium intake throughout the day instead of consuming it all at once. The body can only absorb about 500 to 600 milligrams of calcium at a time, so spacing it out, with a dairy snack in the morning, greens at lunch, and sardines or yogurt in the evening, can maximize benefits and reduce cramp risk. If you're considering supplements, be selective. Calcium citrate is generally better absorbed than calcium carbonate, especially in older adults or those with lower stomach acid, which is common past age 60. But always talk to your doctor before starting supplements, because too much calcium, particularly from pills, has been linked to kidney stones and other health concerns. And timing matters, too. Don't take calcium at the same time as high-iron meals or iron supplements, as they can compete for absorption. A practical strategy is to take calcium with breakfast or lunch and keep iron-rich meals like red meat or iron-fortified cereals for later in the day. Many seniors don't realize that certain medications can interfere with calcium absorption or even cause calcium to be excreted from the body faster. For example, long-term use of corticosteroids like prednisone, often prescribed for inflammation or arthritis, can lead to calcium loss and weaken bones. Some antacids, especially those that reduce stomach acid, may also reduce calcium absorption. That's why it's helpful to have a conversation with your healthcare provider or pharmacist about all your medications and whether they could be affecting your calcium levels. Even if you're not experiencing cramps now, taking a proactive approach can help prevent them down the road and may even improve overall strength, balance, and coordination. To make this practical in everyday life, try creating a calcium circle around your meals. Picture your plate and identify 1 or 2 calcium-rich items at each sitting. For example, a spinach omelet with a side of yogurt for breakfast, a lentil soup with kale and fortified bread at lunch, and salmon with steamed broccoli for dinner. Add a sprinkle of cheese or a handful of almonds as a snack, and you've got yourself a full day of muscle-supporting, cramp-fighting nutrition. And remember, it's not about being perfect every day. It's about being consistent over time. Even small changes can have a big payoff when it comes to how your body feels and functions. So, why is this all so important? Because when your muscles are supported by adequate calcium, they're able to do their job smoothly, without the painful interruptions of spasms or cramps. You'll be more comfortable during everyday movements, from getting out of bed in the morning to bending over to tie your shoes or walking through the grocery store. You may even notice improved sleep, fewer nighttime leg cramps, and more confidence in your balance and mobility. And that kind of comfort and security is something every senior deserves. By making calcium a daily habit, not just something you think about once in a while, you're investing in a future with less pain and more ease. Start small. Check your fridge or pantry and pick one calcium-rich food to include today. Tomorrow, add one more. Within a week, you could be halfway to your goal, and one big step closer to a life without those awful muscle cramps. Remember, this isn't about a diet. It's about building a foundation of health that supports you from the inside out, one nutrient at a time. And calcium? That's one you definitely don't want to skip. For sodium in balance, not excess. Sodium often gets a bad rap. We hear about it all the time in connection with high blood pressure, heart disease, and processed foods. And yes, too much sodium can absolutely be a health risk, especially for older adults. But here's something you might not have heard before. Getting too little sodium can also be a serious problem, especially when it comes to painful muscle cramps. That's right, while many Americans are told to cut back on salt, seniors sometimes end up taking it too far, especially if they're on low-sodium diets or taking certain medications like diuretics that flush sodium out of the body. The key isn't to eliminate sodium entirely. It's to keep it in balance. Sodium is an electrolyte, which means it helps conduct electrical signals in the body. It works closely with potassium, calcium, and magnesium to keep your muscles contracting and relaxing properly. If your sodium levels fall too low, a condition known as hyponatremia, you can start to feel dizzy, confused, weak, and yes, prone to muscle cramps that strike suddenly and stubbornly, particularly after sweating or physical exertion. This is especially important for seniors who stay active or live in warm climates like Arizona, Florida, or Southern California. Even light activities like gardening, walking the dog, or taking a slow stroll through the park can lead to fluid and sodium loss through sweat. And when that sodium isn't replaced, your muscles can go haywire. A study published in the journal Age and Aging found that sodium imbalance is a significant and under-recognized cause of muscle cramping in older adults. And the risk isn't just from hot weather. People with heart failure or kidney issues who are prescribed low-sodium diets may be at risk too, especially when those diets are combined with medications that increase urine output. So what can you do to keep your sodium levels in a healthy range? Not too high, not too low. First, know your body and your lifestyle. If your doctor has told you to reduce sodium due to high blood pressure or other conditions, you absolutely need to follow that advice. But if you're not on a medically restricted sodium diet and you're experiencing frequent muscle cramps, especially after sweating or mild physical activity, it may be time to take a second look. One practical approach is to include small amounts of natural sodium in your meals from sources like lightly salted nuts, olives, or broth-based soups. These can help replenish electrolytes without going overboard. Homemade bone broth, in particular, can be a great way to hydrate and restore sodium balance, and it also delivers other helpful minerals like calcium and magnesium. For those who find themselves cramping up after even mild movement, consider trying a low-sugar electrolyte drink, something designed for rehydration without the artificial colors and sweeteners of traditional sports drinks. Brands like Nun, Elementi, or even homemade mixtures using a pinch of sea salt, a splash of lemon juice, and water can be excellent options. These drinks provide a gentle boost of sodium and other key minerals without the overload of sugar that comes with many commercial beverages. And timing matters too. If you just come in from a walk, light yard work, or even a warm afternoon on the porch, Sipping on electrolyte-rich drink can help prevent nighttime cramps from sneaking up on you later. One word of caution: not all sodium is created equal. Processed and packaged foods, think frozen dinners, deli meats, canned soups, and salty snacks, often contain sky-high amounts of sodium alongside unhealthy fats and preservatives. These should still be limited, not only because of their sodium content, but because they tend to displace healthier, whole food options. The goal isn't to get sodium from junk food, it's to mindfully include just enough from clean, nourishing sources to keep your muscles and nerves working in sync. And while we're talking about moderation, let's talk about some common mistakes. One of the most frequent missteps seniors make is cutting out all added salt without checking with a healthcare provider. This is especially risky for older adults taking blood pressure medications or water pills, as these can cause sodium levels to dip below normal. Always check with your doctor before making major changes to your diet, especially when it comes to electrolytes. Some doctors may even recommend regular blood tests to monitor sodium and potassium levels if you're on certain medications or have chronic health conditions. This simple step can help prevent those painful cramps and give you peace of mind. So what does this look like in everyday life? Let's say it's a warm day and you've been trimming the hedges or walking the dog around the block. You've had your usual 8 glasses of water, maybe more, but suddenly that familiar tightness creeps into your calf later that evening. Sound familiar? Instead of chugging more plain water, which can actually further dilute your sodium levels, try sipping on a cup of warm broth, eating a few salted almonds, or enjoying a light snack that includes both protein and natural salt. It might be just the right nudge your muscles need to relax and reset. Ultimately, sodium's like a thermostat for your muscles. Too much and things get overheated and inflamed. Too little and everything seizes up. But when it's just right, your body functions like a well-oiled machine. You feel steady, strong, and more in control of your movements. That's why we call this section in balance, not excess. It's not about swinging to extremes. It's about finding the level of sodium that supports your body's needs, especially when you're over 60 and your system may not regulate fluids as easily as it once did. Whether that means adding a pinch of sea salt to your evening soup, sipping a natural electrolyte mix after a walk, or checking in with your doctor about your sodium levels, these small steps can lead to big improvements in your comfort and mobility. And remember, if you're doing everything right, staying hydrated, eating well, exercising gently, and you're still getting cramps, sodium might be the missing link. Don't be afraid to ask your doctor for a basic electrolyte panel. It's a simple test, but it could explain a lot about those sudden spasms or persistent aches you've been feeling. Take it from other seniors who've been there. Sometimes all it takes is a small shift to make a big difference. Whether that's adding half a cup of broth in the afternoon or keeping a packet of electrolyte powder in your purse or glove box, these choices add up. You deserve to move through your day and your night without the fear of cramps creeping in. And a little balanced sodium might just be the quiet hero you didn't know you needed. 5. Vitamin D, the absorption helper. Vitamin D is one of those nutrients that doesn't always get the spotlight when it comes to muscle health, but its role is absolutely essential, especially for seniors. Often referred to as the sunshine vitamin, vitamin D is known for helping the body absorb calcium. But what many don't realize is that it also plays a major role in how our muscles contract, relax, and repair. For older adults, especially those over 60, low levels of vitamin D have been linked to increased muscle pain, weakness, poor balance, and yes, even those frustrating middle-of-the-night cramps that seem to strike without warning. This happens because without enough vitamin D in your system, your muscles can't efficiently use the calcium and phosphorus needed for smooth functioning. Instead of moving with ease, they may misfire, tighten suddenly, or remain tense longer than they should. This is important because as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at synthesizing vitamin D from sunlight, and our kidneys may not convert it into its active form as effectively as before. That's why it's common for seniors, even those who spend time outdoors, to become deficient without realizing it. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism showed that up to 70% of older Americans have insufficient or deficient levels of vitamin D, which contributes directly to increased muscle pain, cramps, and falls due to instability. These aren't just minor annoyances. They can seriously affect quality of life, mobility, and independence. The good news is that getting more vitamin D into your routine is very doable, and the effects can be felt within weeks. To begin, natural sunlight is still one of the best sources of vitamin D, particularly in the form of D3, which is the type your body uses most efficiently. Just 10 to 15 minutes of sun exposure on your arms and face a few times a week, preferably in the morning or late afternoon, can help. But this comes with two caveats. First, not everyone lives in a sunny climate year-round, and second, people with darker skin tones or those who always wear sunscreen may not get enough from sunlight alone. This is especially true for seniors in the northern U.S., where UV rays are weaker during fall and winter. That's where food and supplements step in. Some foods are fortified with vitamin D, like certain brands of orange juice, milk, both dairy and plant-based, cereals, and yogurt. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel are also natural sources. However, food alone often isn't enough for seniors to meet the recommended daily amount, which for most adults over 60 is between 800 and 2,000 IU per day, depending on individual needs and health conditions. This is where vitamin D3 supplements can play a critical role. Many healthcare providers recommend that seniors take a daily D3 supplement, especially if blood work shows a deficiency. These supplements are affordable, widely available, and easy to take. And when taken consistently, they can help muscles work more efficiently, reduce nighttime cramps, and even improve energy and mood. To make the most of your vitamin D intake, it's smart to pair it with a meal that contains some healthy fat, like avocado, eggs, or olive oil, because vitamin D is fat-soluble, meaning it absorbs best alongside dietary fats. For example, taking your supplement with breakfast that includes a slice of whole grain toast topped with peanut butter or a veggie omelet can significantly improve absorption. Some seniors find that taking vitamin D with their largest meal of the day, often lunch or dinner, leads to better results. And for those already taking calcium, combining it with vitamin D can help ensure both nutrients are absorbed effectively and support each other in maintaining muscle and bone health. It's also wise to check your vitamin D levels at least once a year. This can be done with a simple blood test during a routine checkup. Knowing your number can help guide the right dosage for your specific body and needs. Some seniors may only need a low daily dose, while others, especially those with very low levels or certain conditions, may benefit from a higher dose temporarily under a doctor's supervision. It's never a one-size-fits-all situation, and this is where working with your healthcare provider really pays off. Now, there are a few important things to keep in mind when using vitamin D for muscle health. First, consistency is key. Taking your supplement sporadically won't offer the same benefits as steady daily use. Second, more isn't always better. While it's tempting to think that doubling your dose will bring quicker relief, too much vitamin D can cause problems of its own, including nausea, kidney issues, and calcium imbalances. That's why staying within the recommended range and checking in with your doctor matters. And lastly, keep in mind that vitamin D works best as part of a team. It helps absorb calcium, yes, but that calcium still needs magnesium to be processed smoothly in the body. So, if you're already adding magnesium into your routine, as we talked about in part 1, pairing it with vitamin D and calcium creates a trio of support that can strengthen muscles, reduce spasms, and improve your overall mobility. To bring it back to a real-life example, imagine a senior named Patricia living in Michigan. She's in her late 60s, active, enjoys walking her dog each morning, but recently started experiencing sharp foot cramps at night. Her doctor ordered a blood test, which revealed low vitamin D levels. After just 6 weeks of taking 1,000 IU of vitamin D3 daily with lunch, and making sure she got outside during sunny mornings when possible, she noticed the cramps lessened significantly. Patricia didn't need to overhaul her diet or lifestyle. She just needed that one missing nutrient to get her muscles back on track. This kind of result isn't unusual. In fact, countless older adults share similar experiences once they identify and correct their vitamin D deficiency. In short, Vitamin D might not be the flashiest nutrient, but it's a powerful one, especially when it comes to reducing muscle cramps and improving physical comfort as we age. If you've been struggling with mysterious cramps, unexplained muscle aches, or even just a general sense of weakness in your legs, don't overlook the possibility that low vitamin D could be playing a role. Getting tested, increasing sun exposure safely, incorporating fortified foods, or taking a simple supplement can make a huge difference. Remember, your body is always giving you signals. Sometimes we just need to understand the language it's using. And when it comes to muscle cramps, vitamin D may be one of the most important translators you have on your side. 6. B vitamins, nerve support system. When we think about muscle cramps, it's easy to focus just on the muscles themselves, what we eat, how we move, or whether we're hydrated. But sometimes the real issue starts somewhere deeper, in the nervous system that controls those muscles. This is where B vitamins come into play, especially B1, thiamine, B6, pyridoxine, and B12, cobalamin. These essential nutrients work behind the scenes, supporting nerve function, energy production, and communication between your brain and your muscles. Without enough B vitamins, especially as we age, the nerves that tell your muscles when to contract and relax can misfire, leading to twitching, tingling, and the sudden tightness of a cramp. This is important because seniors are especially vulnerable to deficiencies in these nutrients due to a combination of factors: reduced stomach acid, medication side effects, and dietary changes. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, nearly 10 to 15% of adults over 60 have a clinically low level of vitamin B12, and even more have borderline or insufficient levels that can still cause symptoms. This matters because the nerves and muscles are like a team. When the nerves can't send the right signals, the muscles can't act smoothly. That's why low levels of B vitamins can result not only in cramping, but also in numbness, burning sensations in the legs or feet, and even long-term nerve damage if not addressed. B12, in particular, is vital for protecting the myelin sheath, the protective coating around nerves that helps transmit signals quickly and efficiently. Without it, nerve communication slows down, and muscles can feel weak, uncoordinated, or prone to spasms. And it's not just B12. B6 helps regulate levels of neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers between nerve cells. Thiamine, B1, plays a key role in converting food into energy and keeping the nervous system strong. Together, these B vitamins form the foundation of healthy nerve-muscle communication. To boost your intake of B vitamins, food is the best starting point. Eggs, dairy products, lean meats like chicken and turkey, liver, and fish like salmon and tuna are all rich in B12 and other B vitamins. Fortified cereals, nutritional yeast, and whole grains also offer a plant-based option for thiamine and B6. However, for many seniors, especially those who follow vegetarian or vegan diets, getting enough B12 from food alone can be a challenge, since this vitamin is found almost exclusively in animal products. That's why supplementation is often necessary and recommended by healthcare providers. The good news is B12 supplements come in various forms: tablets, sublingual, under the tongue, drops, and even B12 injections for those with absorption issues. If you've ever felt unexplained fatigue, lightheadedness, or experienced tingling in your fingers or toes along with cramping, it could be a sign that your B vitamin levels need attention. To put this into practice, try starting your morning with a breakfast that includes fortified cereal topped with milk or a plant-based alternative that includes added B12, along with a boiled egg or some low-fat yogurt. This combination offers a great mix of B6 and B12. At lunch, a turkey or tuna sandwich on whole grain bread can add more B1 and B6 to your day. If you prefer vegetarian meals, make use of nutritional yeast flakes, which not only have a savory, cheesy flavor, but are often fortified with B12. Sprinkle them over popcorn, soups, or roasted veggies. For those who have difficulty absorbing nutrients due to age or medications like metformin or proton pump inhibitors used for acid reflux, consider a daily B-complex supplement or a specific B12 supplement. Sublingual forms are especially useful for absorption since they bypass the digestive system and enter the bloodstream directly. It's also important to be aware of signs that your body might be running low on B vitamins. Besides cramps, other symptoms can include memory problems, mood changes like irritability or depression, balance issues, or persistent fatigue. Unfortunately, these signs are often mistaken for just aging, which can delay proper treatment. That's why it's a good idea to talk with your healthcare provider if you're experiencing any of these symptoms. A simple blood test can reveal your B12 levels, and if they're low, starting a supplement regimen can often bring noticeable improvement within just a few weeks. Another key point is that too much of certain B vitamins, especially B6, can actually cause nerve problems if taken in high doses for long periods. So while supplementing is helpful, it's always best to follow dosage recommendations and review your intake with your doctor, especially if you're taking multiple supplements or a multivitamin that already includes B vitamins. Staying within safe limits ensures you get the benefits without unintended side effects. Let's bring this home with a real example. Jim, a retired electrician from Arizona, had been dealing with nighttime leg cramps and a strange pins and needles sensation in his feet. His doctor initially suspected dehydration or magnesium deficiency, but nothing changed even after increasing water and magnesium intake. A blood test later showed that Jim's B12 was borderline low. He started on a daily 1,000 micrograms B12 sublingual supplement and made simple changes to his meals, like switching from white bread to whole grain and adding fortified nutritional yeast to his roasted vegetables. Within 4 weeks, the tingling eased and the cramps decreased dramatically. It wasn't a drastic overhaul. It was just the right vitamin support his nervous system needed. So, if you've been chasing solutions to your muscle cramps and still haven't found relief, don't overlook the possibility that your nerves might be trying to tell you something. B vitamins may not get the same attention as calcium or magnesium, but they are vital for ensuring the nerves that control your muscles are firing properly. With the right foods, some smart supplementation, and regular monitoring, you can give your body the tools it needs to reduce cramping, increase energy, and support a more stable, comfortable daily life. Think of B vitamins as the quiet engineers of your muscle health, working behind the scenes to keep everything running smoothly. And for many older adults, giving these nutrients a little more attention can be the missing piece in solving the muscle cramp puzzle. 7. Water, the forgotten nutrient. Water is often overlooked when we talk about preventing muscle cramps, yet it is absolutely essential. Every cell in your body, including your muscle cells, depends on proper hydration to function well. For seniors, staying hydrated is even more crucial because as we age, the sensation of thirst can diminish, meaning you might not feel thirsty even when your body needs water. This subtle shift in thirst perception puts older adults at greater risk for dehydration without them realizing it. When your body doesn't have enough water, the balance of electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium is disrupted, which can directly lead to muscle cramps and spasms. Research published by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that dehydration is a common factor contributing to muscle cramps, particularly in older populations. This happens because water supports muscle elasticity, allowing muscles to contract and relax smoothly. Without enough fluid, muscles become tight, less flexible, and more prone to painful contractions. Understanding why water is so important can change how you view your daily habits. It's not just about quenching thirst, it's about giving your muscles and nerves the environment they need to work optimally. When water levels are low, not only does cramping become more likely, but other problems like dizziness, fatigue, and confusion can also arise, especially during hot weather or after any physical activity. For seniors living in warmer climates, or those who like to garden, walk, or exercise outside, proper hydration must be a daily priority. This is useful because it helps you see hydration as a protective step against discomfort and mobility issues that can affect your quality of life. Staying hydrated supports your overall health by aiding digestion, regulating body temperature, and even improving cognitive function, all of which matter greatly as we age. To put this into practice, a good goal is to aim for 6 to 8 cups of water daily, but this amount can increase depending on your activity level, climate, and health status. You can measure this by using a refillable water bottle with markings or a water tracking app on your phone. Making water intake a routine part of your day is easier when you pair it with regular activities, like drinking a glass with each meal or keeping a bottle beside your favorite chair. If plain water feels boring, try adding natural flavor enhancers such as lemon slices, cucumber, or fresh mint. These additions make drinking water more enjoyable without adding sugar or calories. For those who don't enjoy water, herbal teas or broth-based soups can contribute to hydration as well. One of the practical tips seniors can use to boost hydration is to set reminders throughout the day, whether on your phone or with notes placed around your living space. Sometimes, the simple habit of pausing every hour to take a few sips can make a big difference. Also, pay attention to the color of your urine. Pale yellow typically indicates good hydration, whereas dark yellow or amber suggests you need to drink more. You might not notice muscle cramps immediately caused by mild dehydration, but over time, chronic low fluid intake can make cramps more frequent and severe. It's important to highlight that certain medications common among seniors, like diuretics for blood pressure or heart conditions, can increase fluid loss. If you take these medications, discuss with your healthcare provider about your hydration needs and electrolyte monitoring to prevent cramps and other complications. Similarly, if you have kidney or heart issues that require fluid restrictions, always follow your doctor's guidance, but try to optimize hydration within those limits. Ignoring hydration because of these conditions can worsen muscle cramps and overall health. Another practical approach is to hydrate before, during, and after any physical activity, no matter how light. For example, if you go for a short walk or do light gardening, have a small water bottle handy and take sips regularly. Dehydration-related cramps often come on after mild exertion, especially when muscles lose fluids and electrolytes through sweat. Sports drinks with electrolytes can help replace what's lost during exercise, but they should be used in moderation due to their sugar content. You can also find low-sugar or sugar-free electrolyte drinks designed specifically for seniors. An example that illustrates the importance of water involves a retired schoolteacher named Linda from Florida. Linda loved morning walks, but often woke up with painful leg cramps that disrupted her sleep. She assumed the cramps were just from aging or poor circulation. After learning about hydration, she started carrying a water bottle and sipping regularly throughout the day. She also added lemon slices to her water to make it more refreshing. Within a week, her cramps reduced significantly, and she noticed improved energy and mood. This simple change, adding more water to her routine, had a profound impact on her comfort and daily function. Finally, it's key to avoid over-consuming caffeinated or alcoholic beverages as they can act as diuretics, causing increased water loss. While a cup of coffee or tea can be part of a balanced diet, balance these with plenty of pure water. Staying mindful of your overall fluid intake and making hydration a priority is one of the simplest and most effective ways to prevent muscle cramps and support muscle health in older adults. In summary, water is a foundational nutrient that your muscles depend on to stay flexible, strong, and cramp-free. As we get older, it becomes even more important to consciously drink enough fluids daily and adjust for your lifestyle and health needs. By incorporating small, manageable hydration habits like flavored water, regular sipping reminders, and attention to medication effects, you can significantly reduce the painful interruptions of muscle cramps and support your overall vitality. Remember, drinking water is not just about avoiding thirst. It's about nourishing your muscles and nerves so you can keep moving comfortably and confidently every day. 8. Stretching and gentle movement. Prevention through activity. As we age, our muscles tend to become stiffer and less flexible, which can set the stage for painful muscle cramps. Regular stretching and gentle movement help keep muscles supple and improve circulation, making cramps less likely to occur. This matters a lot because muscle stiffness and reduced blood flow don't just cause cramps. They also limit mobility, increase the risk of falls, and reduce overall quality of life for seniors. Studies show that older adults who engage in consistent, low-impact exercise like stretching, walking, or Tai Chi experience fewer muscle cramps and greater ease of movement, which means a better chance to stay independent and active. Stretching not only lengthens tight muscles, but also helps the nervous system send smooth, coordinated signals to muscles, reducing the chance of sudden, painful spasms. This is useful because it empowers you to take control of your muscle health without relying solely on medications or supplements. To get started with stretching and gentle movement, the good news is you don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment. Simple daily habits can make a big difference. Try dedicating 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and again in the evening to gentle stretches focusing on your legs, calves, thighs, and lower back. You might begin with classic stretches such as calf raises, hamstring stretches, or seated forward bends, all of which help release muscle tightness. If you prefer a guided approach, water aerobics classes or Tai Chi offer low-impact ways to stretch and strengthen muscles while promoting balance and relaxation. Water, in particular, supports joints and muscles with buoyancy, making movement easier and less painful for seniors with arthritis or mobility challenges. Even short, daily walks are highly beneficial because walking naturally stretches and strengthens the muscles you use for standing and moving, and it boosts blood flow throughout your legs. Incorporating a leg stretch ritual at the end of your day can be especially helpful to reduce nighttime cramps. This might mean sitting comfortably and slowly flexing and pointing your toes, gently massaging your calves, or lying down and raising your legs against a wall to encourage circulation. These simple actions prepare your muscles for restful sleep by relieving tension that builds up during the day. The key is consistency. Just a few minutes daily can lead to noticeable improvements in muscle comfort and reduce the frequency of cramps. Remember that stretching should never be painful. Ease into each movement gently and hold stretches for about 20 to 30 seconds. If you experience sharp pain or discomfort, adjust the stretch or consult with a physical therapist for personalized guidance. Many seniors find that combining stretching with light activities like gardening, dancing, or even gentle yoga can further reduce muscle cramps. Yoga, for instance, not only stretches muscles but also encourages deep breathing and mindfulness, which help relax the nervous system and reduce stress-induced muscle tension. Stress can tighten muscles and contribute to cramps, so relaxing your body through these practices offers a double benefit. Plus, social activities like group exercise classes provide motivation, reduce feelings of isolation, and add a fun, engaging dimension to physical health. If you're new to exercise or have health concerns, start slowly and build up intensity gradually. Checking in with your healthcare provider before starting a new routine is always a smart idea. An important tip to keep in mind is to stay hydrated while you stretch and move. Dehydration stiffens muscles and raises cramp risk, so drink water before, during, and after your activity. Also, wear comfortable, supportive shoes to protect your feet and legs from unnecessary strain. If you notice any swelling or persistent pain, it's best to rest and seek medical advice to prevent injury. In addition, warm baths or heating pads can loosen tight muscles before stretching, enhancing flexibility and comfort. A great example comes from George, a 72-year-old retiree from Arizona who struggled with frequent nighttime leg cramps that disrupted his sleep. After incorporating a simple stretching routine before bed, just 5 minutes of calf stretches and leg lifts, he noticed a dramatic reduction in cramping episodes within 2 weeks. He also started taking short walks around his neighborhood every morning, which helped him stay limber and improved his mood. George's story shows that even small, manageable changes in daily habits can bring big relief and improve overall well-being. It's also worth noting that stretching and gentle movement improve circulation, which is critical for delivering oxygen and nutrients to muscles. Good circulation helps muscles recover faster and reduces the buildup of metabolic waste products that can trigger cramps. For seniors who spend much of the day sitting, regular movement breaks are essential to keep blood flowing and prevent muscles from becoming tight and prone to spasms. Setting a timer to stand up and stretch every hour during prolonged sitting, whether watching TV or reading, is an easy way to maintain muscle health. Lastly, Don't underestimate the mental benefits of gentle exercise. Movement releases endorphins, natural mood boosters that can reduce stress and anxiety. When you feel better emotionally, your muscles are less likely to tense up unnecessarily. So, stretching and moving are not just about preventing cramps. They're about improving your overall sense of vitality and joy in everyday life. In conclusion, regular stretching and gentle movement are powerful tools seniors can use to keep muscles flexible, improve circulation, and prevent painful cramps. By dedicating just a few minutes each day to stretching, engaging in light activities like walking or water aerobics, and incorporating a relaxing leg stretch ritual before bedtime, you create a protective routine that supports muscle health and quality of life. Remember to stay hydrated, listen to your body, and enjoy the process of moving more freely and comfortably. If you find these tips helpful, try them for a few weeks and notice how your muscles respond. You might be surprised at how much better you feel. 9. Mind your medications. Hidden causes of cramps. Many seniors don't realize that some of the medications they take daily could be a hidden cause of those painful muscle cramps that disrupt their lives. This is important because medication side effects or nutrient depletion caused by certain drugs can worsen cramps, and addressing this factor can provide significant relief. Studies have shown that commonly prescribed medications, such as statins for cholesterol, diuretics for high blood pressure, and some asthma or antidepressant drugs can interfere with your body's balance of essential minerals like potassium, magnesium, and calcium, all of which play critical roles in muscle function. When these nutrients drop too low, your muscles can become irritable, leading to those sudden, sharp cramps that might wake you up at night or make simple movements painful. Understanding this connection helps you take proactive steps with your healthcare team to manage or adjust your medications if needed, rather than just enduring the cramps in silence. To start, it's helpful to keep track of the medications you take and be aware of common side effects. For example, diuretics, often called water pills, increase urine output to lower blood pressure, but also flush out potassium and magnesium, which are key to preventing muscle spasms. Low potassium caused by diuretics is one of the most frequent causes of leg cramps in seniors. Similarly, statins, widely used to manage cholesterol, can cause muscle pain and cramps as a side effect in some people. If you notice new or worsening cramps after starting a medication, it's worth discussing this with your doctor. You can ask if an alternative drug is available or whether a supplement might help balance nutrient levels. Don't stop or change your medication without medical advice, but be an informed and active participant in your healthcare. A practical way to manage this is to maintain an up-to-date medication list and share it with your healthcare provider or pharmacist at least once a year or whenever you notice new symptoms like cramps. Many doctors perform routine blood tests to check electrolyte levels and kidney function, which helps identify if your medications are affecting your mineral balance. If your potassium or magnesium is low, they might recommend dietary changes, supplements, or adjustments in medication dose. You can support this process by keeping a symptom diary to record when cramps happen, how intense they are, and if they seem linked to medication timing. For example, some people notice cramps worsening a few hours after taking certain drugs. This information can help your doctor tailor your treatment plan better. Another reason this matters is because some seniors take over-the-counter supplements or herbal remedies that can interact with prescribed medications, further affecting mineral balance or muscle function. Always tell your healthcare provider about any supplements you use. For instance, excessive vitamin D or calcium supplements combined with medications can sometimes cause imbalances leading to cramping. On the other hand, many seniors do not get enough magnesium or potassium in their diet, which medications might worsen, so supplementing with doctor approval could be a game changer. Some medications affect nerve function or circulation, which indirectly influences muscle cramps. For example, beta blockers and calcium channel blockers, used for heart conditions, may cause fatigue or cold extremities, increasing the risk of muscle tightness and cramps. Meanwhile, certain antidepressants or anti-seizure drugs can alter nerve signaling, sometimes leading to muscle spasms or twitching. Understanding these side effects empowers you to ask the right questions during medical visits and seek solutions, whether it's through medication adjustment, physical therapy, or nutritional support. It's also valuable to communicate openly with your pharmacist, who often has detailed knowledge about drug interactions and side effects. Pharmacists can offer advice on timing medications to minimize cramps, suggest suitable supplements, or alert you to warning signs that require medical attention. They can also help check for any overlap in medications prescribed by different doctors, which is common among seniors managing multiple health issues. For example, Linda, a 68-year-old woman from Texas, struggled with frequent leg cramps for months. She was taking a diuretic for high blood pressure, but wasn't aware that it might cause potassium loss. After discussing her symptoms with her doctor and pharmacist, she started potassium-rich foods like bananas and sweet potatoes and took a prescribed potassium supplement. Within a few weeks, her cramps reduced significantly. Linda's experience highlights the importance of recognizing medications as a potential cause and working collaboratively with healthcare professionals to find relief. However, remember that while some medications might contribute to cramps, the benefits of managing conditions like heart disease, diabetes, or hypertension usually outweigh the discomfort of muscle spasms. The goal is to find a balance that keeps you healthy overall while minimizing side effects. Don't hesitate to bring up cramps during medical visits. They're a legitimate concern that deserves attention. In summary, medication use is a crucial but often overlooked factor in preventing and managing muscle cramps among seniors. Being informed about the medications you take, regularly reviewing them with your healthcare team, and monitoring your symptoms can help identify if drugs are contributing to your cramps. Combining this knowledge with dietary adjustments, supplements when appropriate, and lifestyle changes gives you a stronger defense against muscle pain and improves your comfort and mobility. If you notice new or worsening cramps after starting a medication, don't wait. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist to explore your options. Managing medications thoughtfully helps you live more comfortably and confidently. If you found this information helpful, try keeping a medication and symptom journal this week and share your experience with your healthcare provider. Also, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with others who might benefit from knowing how medications can affect muscle cramps. Let us know in the comments if you've discovered any helpful tips related to your medications, or if you have questions we can address in future videos. We're in this together, and your health journey matters. 10. Sleep position and support. Stop the nighttime surprise. Many seniors don't realize that how they position themselves during sleep can play a surprisingly big role in preventing those dreaded nighttime muscle cramps. This is important because poor sleep posture can lead to nerve compression or muscle strain, which triggers cramping and discomfort. Research has shown that improper spinal alignment and lack of adequate support during sleep can cause muscles to tighten up, leading to spasms or painful cramps when you least expect them, usually in the middle of the night. By making simple adjustments to your sleep environment and positions, you can help keep your muscles relaxed, improve circulation, and reduce the frequency of cramps. This is especially useful because better sleep posture often leads to improved overall sleep quality, meaning you'll wake up feeling more rested and ready for the day. To start, it's important to understand why sleep position matters so much. When you sleep in positions that put pressure on your nerves or restrict blood flow, your muscles may not get enough oxygen and nutrients, which makes them more prone to cramping. For instance, sleeping on your stomach can twist your spine awkwardly, causing strain in your legs and back. On the other hand, sleeping on your back or side with proper support helps keep your spine in a neutral position, allowing your muscles and nerves to relax fully. Using pillows strategically can make a big difference. For example, placing a pillow between your knees if you sleep on your side helps keep your hips aligned and reduces muscle tension. If you prefer sleeping on your back, putting a small pillow under your calves elevates your legs slightly, improving circulation and decreasing cramp risk. Another factor to consider is the type of mattress and pillows you use. A mattress that is too soft or too firm can cause poor spinal support and muscle strain. Many seniors find that medium-firm mattresses strike the right balance by providing enough support without causing pressure points. Similarly, pillows that support the natural curve of your neck can prevent tension headaches and upper back tightness, indirectly helping to reduce muscle cramps in other areas. If you experience frequent leg cramps, some people find relief by using compression socks or leg sleeves during the night, as these improve blood flow and reduce muscle tightness. However, it's a good idea to check with your doctor before starting compression therapy, especially if you have circulation or heart conditions. In addition to physical supports, establishing a relaxing bedtime routine that includes gentle stretching can help prepare your muscles for a restful night. Simple calf and hamstring stretches done before bed encourage flexibility and reduce muscle tightness. Avoiding caffeine and heavy meals close to bedtime also supports better sleep quality and muscle relaxation. Remember, the goal is to create an environment that signals your body it's time to unwind, which reduces muscle tension and helps prevent cramps. Many seniors find that making these small sleep adjustments leads not only to fewer cramps, but also to better overall sleep, which is vital for healing and maintaining muscle health. Sleep is when your body repairs damaged tissues and balances hormones that affect muscle function. Poor sleep can cause a cycle of muscle soreness and cramping that keeps you awake, so improving sleep posture and support is a natural, drug-free way to break that cycle. Take the example of George, a 72-year-old retiree from Ohio, who struggled with severe nighttime leg cramps that interrupted his sleep multiple times a week. After consulting with his physical therapist, George started sleeping on his side with a pillow between his knees and invested in a medium-firm mattress. He also began doing gentle stretching before bed. Within a month, George noticed a significant reduction in cramps and felt more rested in the mornings. Stories like George's highlight how simple changes to sleep position and support can have profound effects on muscle comfort and quality of life. It's also worth noting that sometimes underlying conditions like restless leg syndrome or peripheral neuropathy can make cramps worse or harder to manage through sleep posture alone. If cramps persist despite improving your sleep setup, it's important to seek medical advice to rule out these or other issues. However, for most seniors, focusing on proper alignment and muscle support during sleep is a highly effective strategy. In practice, you can start by experimenting with different pillow placements and sleep positions to find what feels most comfortable and supportive for your body. Avoid sleeping flat on your stomach and try to keep your spine aligned. Make sure your mattress isn't sagging or causing discomfort. If you find yourself waking up with cramps, consider adding a leg elevation pillow or trying compression socks after discussing with your healthcare provider. Pairing these changes with a gentle stretching routine before bed and maintaining hydration throughout the day builds a strong foundation to minimize nighttime cramps. In summary, paying attention to sleep position and support is a key step in stopping those unexpected nighttime muscle cramps. By keeping your spine aligned, supporting your legs with pillows, choosing the right mattress, and incorporating gentle stretches, you help your muscles stay relaxed and well-nourished during sleep. Better sleep posture also enhances circulation and nerve function, which are essential to preventing cramps. If you're someone who wakes up frequently with painful muscle spasms, now is the time to rethink your sleep environment and habits. These adjustments are simple, affordable, and natural ways to improve comfort and overall health. If you found this advice useful, try changing your sleep setup tonight and see how your muscles feel in the morning. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with friends or family who might be battling cramps. Comment below with your favorite sleep tips or questions. We're here to support each other. Remember, better sleep means fewer cramps and a happier, healthier you. To wrap things up, we've explored the 7 essential nutrients: magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, vitamin D, B vitamins, and water that play a vital role in preventing painful muscle cramps in seniors. Alongside these nutrients, we also discussed 3 important lifestyle habits: gentle stretching and movement, paying attention to your medications, and optimizing your sleep position and support. Together, these simple but powerful strategies can help you reduce cramps, improve muscle function, and enhance your overall quality of life. The best part is, these changes are easy to start and fit naturally into your daily routine. Now, it's time for you to take action. Pick 1 or 2 tips from today's video and try them out over the next week. Whether it's adding more leafy greens to your meals, drinking an extra glass of water, or adjusting your sleep posture, small steps can lead to big improvements. If you find these tips helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more health advice tailored especially for seniors. Share this video with a friend or family member who might be struggling with cramps too. You never know who might benefit from these simple changes. Finally, we'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below to tell us which tips work best for you, or ask any questions you might have. We're all in this together, and your experience could help someone else find relief. Remember, a cramp-free night is possible, and it starts with caring for your body the right way. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health and comfort.